I'm Ava.
And I am Trudy.
I'm calling my girls, we gotta make a move just right this evening. We're not doing the left, do right, to please 'em. We gotta get it, but we gotta take it to the floor and move it. Follow me, girls, come where we rule. We'll take this night, leave 'em dreaming. All the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all night. Tonight.
All right, welcome to the Tarot Club.
I'm
Ava. And I am Trudy. Taurus.
Hi, Taurus.
We're glad you came.
Yes, welcome to our Oracle table this month.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Yes, this is a special month because we're in the Tarot Club. Why are we in the Tarot Club? Because
We're going to teach you how to read tarot in the Tarot Club.
we teach you.
Yes, this month we're going to teach you with the major arcana in how long?
5 minutes. We think that's funny. Well, because initially we were sort of tossing this around and we
Yes, we
thought,
thought a half an hour.
really fast, how are we going to do
really
that?
fast.
We're going to teach you in half an hour.
It turns out we can actually teach you in 5 minutes.
Yes.
So, yes, this is sort of like speed dating.
It's breakthrough.
It's like-
It's like speed dating. I like that, though. That's funny. It's true.
It is.
So anyway, but stay tuned for that, and we're gonna, at the end of this video, have some fun with you. And actually, I think it's pretty well put together. And
Yes, yeah, I think it's well done. I
Yeah.
mean, all you need is just the sort of at a glance words and phrases that will put in your mind the basic meaning of the cards. And
Right.
that's all you really need to begin.
right, to begin, and then after that, watch our videos because you'll kind of get an idea of how we interpret the cards because, it depends upon what is next to that card.
Yeah.
And then of course if you really fall in love with these cards, you study them and you listen to philosophers
yes.
and you go and see symbology within even museums. I mean,
Yes.
this stuff is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Right.
The tarot is ancient, as we taught about the history of tarot just the other month.
Right.
You can all go to our site and see our video on that and see how pertinent the tarot is even in modern times.
That's right.
All right.
Great tool for you, Taurus.
Yes.
Tarot in your pocket.
Tarot in your pocket.
That's
I like
right.
that.
Yeah, that's what you said before. Remember?
Tarot. Yeah, I said that.
You did. Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so no further ado, we're gonna do what you like us to do, which is read for you.
He's poetic. All right. So last month, what the heck happened last month?
Well, okay, so this is last month's recap. Taurus had a really, really odd reading.
Odd reading.
It was
yes.
very odd because we had the King of Cups inverted.
So that's a sourpuss.
And then after that, we had the Lovers in the position of challenges.
Right. Making a choice of doing, sticking with what you know or going out and launching out into the new.
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay. What she said. And then in the position of the unexpected, we had the World. And remember, we were saying, wow, it's like, you were launched out of a cannon.
Yeah.
Like, unexpectedly.
Right. You weren't
Boom.
quite prepared. Perhaps you got thrown out of school.
Yeah, or something like that. You're launched
Something
into
like
a
that.
whole new world.
Yeah,
last
a whole
month.
new world. Or
In
you
July, yeah.
were given a vacation somewhere.
Yeah.
Or you had to move to a new town because the corporation you worked for demanded it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
You just got launched out
You
into
just
the...
got launched out into the world,
Uh-huh.
and you had to adapt immediately. And then the last card was...
Oh, boy. I think I actually have a mental block on this. What was the last
Was it
card?
the Two of Swords?
It was the Two of Swords.
Thank God I remembered. So
Yes. Sorry about that.
It was the Two of Swords. So in other words, you had to then, having been launched into a whole new paradigm, you were faced with a choice. But you were in denial. You didn't want to. It was hard. It hurt your heart to actually look at all the facts of the situation to make this difficult choice.
Right.
So
yeah, so it was a tough month,
it was
but
a tough month. It was interesting.
we had said, let this dude be your teacher.
Right.
The inverted
the inverted
King Cup dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who the emotional manipulator.
Right.
Is what he is.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what happened last month. Boy, I hope we work some of this out this month in August.
Yes,
Do you
let's
think we
see
will?
what happens. And again, just to be spontaneous and in the moment, I'm cutting right here as we speak.
That's right. There you go.
Let's see what happens.
Better
First
than
card.
Chris Angel. Oh, wait. I gotta put a hold on this one over here. Okay. Ava and Trudy's signature 4-card spread. Let me tell you what we're gonna do. We do the same thing every month. If you haven't been with us before, here you go. First card is
The position of the, well, it's the overview. It's the tone, the energy of the month.
second card is the position of challenges, things that could possibly mess you up.
Your that which is in opposition to what you're trying to accomplish. Third is the unexpected.
Fourth is the outcome, and introducing the newest, latest, greatest tarot position on the face of the planet.
Yes, in lieu of the fact that we're not going to do the love readings.
Oh, we're going to announce that right now?
Yes, we are.
We're not going to do the love readings.
No, we're not, because they're just intensely energy consuming. We don't have the time or the energy for that. So what we've decided to do instead is to add a spiritual counsel card mid-month.
But it's going to be even better than the love readings because...
Yes, because it's pertinent to the reading.
Yes, they're major arcana cards only, which means it is the highest level of spirit
Right.
that can come through, and that will come through mid-month. So something great to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Around the 15th of the month every
And
month.
something terribly relevant to you.
Right.
So relevant because it's often nice to have the spiritual perspective on high.
Yeah.
You know, from high.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. So
Okay,
let's
perfect.
start.
Let's start.
And look what we have.
Which is absolutely perfect.
Perfect.
Okay, so we have the Fool in the upright, and you can hear that Ava is doing the heart chakra off,
Yes.
relieving the tension.
Relieving the tension because I was worried for you, Taurus. I was wondering what that Two of Swords would lead to. And what does it lead to? It leads to a most wonderful solution, which is you take a risk. You act totally spontaneously. You take a leap of faith. You trust yourself. You trust your guardian angels to protect you. And you go forth without having too much preparation
Or trepidation.
or trepidation. That is, you don't need a lot. You don't need a lot of plans. You don't need a lot of worry about what's going to happen. You just do. You just go forth. And in such a spirit of joy and
It's like slip sliding away. Remember that song?
yes,
It's like just such an easy, breezy.
easy breezy. You're just say, well, I'm here. I'm in my new world.
Yeah, it's Paul Simon's
I
Slip
just-
Sliding Away.
Is it?
Yeah,
It is a very pretty song.
yeah, just slip sliding away.
You're slip sliding away into your future.
Okay.
So the month is colored by this attitude.
This ease.
The sun is shining. This is the card of 0, which means that out of nothing, you create something.
Which makes sense because they were launched out last month.
They were launched out, and they had fear and trepidation. That's what the Two of Swords was. They were protecting their heart. They didn't want to make these crucial decisions. But now you've decided, well, I'm just going to let things fall where they may. Let's see what happens. I trust the universe.
There you go.
Beautiful.
What else is there to say? You're
None.
slip sliding away. I love it.
I love it too.
Oh, another really awesome card.
Oh,
Okay.
another.
Taurus is blessed
Taurus.
this month. Kissed by the angel.
My goodness, August.
Kissed by the angel.
August. You're released out of your coffin.
Oh. Well, it is the challenge position though.
Well,
Because that is a part of the Fool also.
yes. He has to die to the old. He has to come out of confinement. He has to, judgment is about complete and
surrender to rapture.
Yes, surrender, beautifully put. Surrender to rapture, absolutely.
It is the surrender to
So
rapture.
you hear the trumpet call. That's what the angel is doing right above you. There's a trumpet call. There's sort of like your calling, your mission. You see, you know what it is. You're feeling it. It's calling you out.
And you're answering the call.
And you're answering the call. You're, if it's your challenge, you're still a little. Here you don't have the trepidation, but here it says to get over all your trepidations, to all your fears,
and answer the call of spirit.
To answer the call of spirit.
Yeah.
Do what is in your heart.
Right? It's like God calling on the telephone.
That's what it is. Oh.
Like your angels are calling you on the telephone.
In the movie? Or
Oh,
God?
who always plays God? What's his name?
He's died. But he was an
oh,
older gentleman.
George Burns.
George Burns.
George Burns is calling you.
George Burns is calling you.
But yeah, it's like God's calling.
And you better answer that call.
Right.
Because he only makes one call.
Right. Well, it's kind of like destiny calling.
It's destiny calling. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Your destiny is calling, and you need to listen. Listen to your heart and listen to your guardian angel. There's no doubt about it, because you're about to be launched out. You're about to take a voyage, a trip. This is starting out on an adventure, you see? And if you're young, that's understandable. But say you're in your 60s or something, or 70s.
You can still launch out on a new adventure.
Maybe there's something that you have a passion for, a hobby that you've always wanted to start. Or
surrender.
Surrender to it. You can do it. Anyone can do anything if they believe.
Look at us. Look what we're doing.
If we can do this,
right.
You can do anything.
I'm wearing beanies and she's dancing around straw houses.
Yes.
So
Yes.
come on.
Come on.
If we can do that, so can you.
So can you. So can you. Let's see what's unexpected. This should be interesting.
Yeah.
So let's see what's unexpected. This should be interesting.
Yeah.
Ha! All right.
So we have,
All right.
in the position of the unexpected, the 9 of Swords.
All right.
So
there is something that worries you. Something comes up during the month to make you a little bit worried. To give you a sense of mental confusion. All right, so at the end, Taurus, we
And
have...
I wanted to say something about this card.
Oh, yes, please do.
Before we move on, because we already pulled, okay. It's the Hangman.
The Hangman comes at the end.
Which is another major, but I want to say something about this 9.
Go ahead.
Get a beanie. Well, the reason I say that is...
It needs explanation. It's
Well, well, the reason I say that is you have to do something to offset this, because you got to have some fun, and that's what this card is all about.
Yeah.
The Fool. The Fool is all about having fun. So, and I'm just kidding, get a beanie. Do something fun, okay, to offset this, and different than what you normally do. Let me fix my beanie. Because, you know, I've been there, and I know what this card is about. You know, it's about, you know, in the evening you're really blowing some of this negative stuff out of proportion. So reinvent yourself a little bit during the day, and you'll feel better. You know, that's on top of the journaling stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like reinvent something about yourself.
But it's often good to have spiritual literature right by your bed, too.
That too is good.
So instead of, you know, going over everything that could possibly happen wrong,
Right.
You infuse yourself with ideas that reinforce the positive.
Right. So this is just
And,
worry
It's just worry.
and taking yourself too seriously.
And often that, too, yes.
Which is why I said get a beanie.
Yes.
So she
Do
says get spiritual literature, and I say buy a beanie. So there you go.
Do both.
That's why you have both of us here. Okay, so let's move on to the
yes.
Hanged Man.
All right, the Hangman.
Okay, so the Hanged Man is the outcome card. Another major Arcana card, and I'm going to say, I mean, this card has quite a few meanings, but I'm going to say this card to me says sacrifice.
Yeah.
Only because in order to, heed the call,
Yes.
there's some sacrifice involved,
Right.
which may have us up all night pacing the floor.
Yes. What needs to be sacrificed? What should you sacrifice? What has to be sacrificed?
Yeah.
Something has to be sacrificed, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the interpretations of this card is definitely that.
Yeah, sacrifice is a highly spiritually charged ritual.
Oh, absolutely.
So it used to be the sacrifice of
Lambs and things.
now you can sacrifice just things, you
Yes.
know. I mean, in order to move forward, and that can also be a highly spiritual ritual. You know,
Yes,
like
yes.
just gathering things that you no longer need
Right, and sacrificing them.
to someone who needs them more. You know, sacrifice is something,
Sacrifice
obviously.
is when you sacrifice for the betterment of others.
Yeah, it's something that's of value to
Yes.
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be like a
But it's
beautiful way to
also-
offset this.
It's true, but interestingly enough, these two cards are very similar in that the Fool is simply moves forward in a spontaneous manner, not really calculating the next move, but having trust in himself and in God. And in this card, the Hangman, we have turning yourself in a different position so that you can see your situation as brand new in a completely different manner than you've been seeing it before, which would help you to overcome the worry. Instead of falling prey to your own negative thinking, what you do instead is you separate yourself through meditation. That is, just look at your whole situation and see it from a totally different perspective. And that would help you overcome the Nine of Swords.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just another interpretation of that as well.
And I've often heard this card described by some of my earlier tarot teachers as
Harry Potter.
the card. Yeah, Harry Potter. Dumbledore was my earliest
Yes.
teacher.
She went to Harry.
I went to Hogwarts.
She did.
Yeah, I did.
She did, honestly.
Right.
I'm an autodidact.
Yeah.
She went to actual
I went to Hogwarts.
tarot cards.
So, but anyway, it's the card of the student. Okay.
Yes,
So, maybe there is something to be learned.
that's right.
Before, it's great. You heed the call, which is your challenge, which, requires of you to become studious
Studious
in a
to
new
learn.
area, because
Right.
we have the Fool. Last month we had the World in the position of the unexpected. So there's a certain amount of learning
Right.
that may go along with the Hanged Man.
That's right. That's right.
And,
sacrificing something and learning something new.
Well,
Yeah.
think about it. Education is a huge sacrifice for
Oh,
a lot
absolutely.
of people, because you sacrifice your time, you sacrifice your finances.
Right. Your whole life.
You
practically.
sacrifice. Yeah. Others have to sacrifice. And
People sacrifice for you
Mm-hmm.
to have your education, or even just
Sacrifice your TV time.
which is a wonderful sacrifice. So,
You miss True Detective, which, by the way, is up for an Emmy.
is that a TV show?
I love it. Yeah.
True Detective?
Yeah, it's really good. And Game of Thrones, another great show.
Really?
Yeah. So anyway, you're gonna have to sacrifice, and
All right.
also stand on your head, see things from a new
Yes.
perspective.
See things from a new perspective, and this is also a bit of a. It also has the interpretation as well of a bit of a stalemate, like stalled, something
Mhm.
stalled, like stasis or limbo, in
Right.
limbo.
Right, a little bit.
So
I don't see that for this reading, though.
no, I don't.
No,
I don't.
it
No,
can mean
doesn't.
that,
It
but-
can mean that.
But it seems to me, right away I thought, wow, this is about, this is
Yeah.
the same kind of card.
Absolutely, I agree with you
Yeah.
too. So there you go.
There you go. It's a really good reading. You have
And,
3 major Arcana cards. They're all in the upright, and they're all super positive cards.
Yes. All
So,
And we just wanted to say a shout out to Greg. Thank you very much for being our most popular fan.
Which you win. You already won.
You already won.
Yeah, you already got your free reading.
But we did want to say hello to you.
Hello, Greg.
Hello, Greg.
Taurus.
Taurus. So then,
Greg from Englandshire, and I'm a Taurus, and I've been watching your videos since March, and not just my own. I watch them all. I can't get enough of them.
there you go.
There you go. Okay, so stay tuned because we're going to teach you the major arcana in 5 minutes. If you have 5 minutes.
If you have 5 minutes, you can learn what is the most important, I think, branch of the tarot, which are the major. So,
And then also, if you would like a reading, because I can see Taurus could use a reading.
yes.
And I'll tell you what, I think they could
All
use
right.
a reading. Because they need to get over this fear and worry and
They
get
do.
on with the sacrifice.
And perhaps, you know, a lot of people have been emailing me for readings to help them discern their life purpose. A lot of people don't know why they've been born.
Yeah.
They don't know, they really can't figure out what their particular destiny might be. And this is not that easy to do. A lot of people have you know, it's not taught in school.
Yeah. No,
And
they don't teach you that.
Generally, you need to just accidentally meet a great mentor or someone like that who will help you to find what your talents are. A lot of people don't even know what their talents are.
Mm-hmm.
So the tarot can often help you to at least guide you and to steer you in the right direction, or at least give you some insight. So
And
that's-
Taurus, you are on a great journey this year.
yes, you are. It's an exciting year for you.
So that is a
full of
good reason.
creativity.
Yeah, good reason.
It's a good reason, yes. So,
So-
please come to virtualtarot.wordpress.com
I
and
lost my
thank
beanie. It's been falling off my head in a weird way, strange angle. I'm taking it off. All right.
All right.
We'll see you next month. Don't forget, watch the Learn to Read Tarot video.
Yes. Forewarned is forearmed. Thank you very much.
Namaste.
Oh, namaste.
Go to our website, virtualtarot.wordpress.com, click on Purchase a Reading, peruse the readings, and when you choose one, make the appropriate donation via our PayPal link, where you can see us in a cute little banner head.
That's right. And then, after that, you go and simply submit your question to us. And we design the reading exactly to your question. So it's all personal and very intimate.
Huh? What you can expect in return is a custom reading. These readings are like art.
They are.
Each one is done
Yeah.
individually, each spread is
Yeah.
laid individually and customized
Yes.
for you. You can expect an audio file, an MP3 file. You will receive this via email.
Yeah.
So much fun because you can listen to it over and over.
Which is nice. So you can make reference to it whenever you need counsel. And so please come to Virtual Tarot and have a look. You'll be surprised.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't forget, forewarned
Is
forearmed. You want to
Hello, and welcome to Virtual Tarot's Learn to Read the Tarot video. The tarot is a sacred and ancient esoteric tool, which, with its many layers of symbols, brings about a better understanding of your situation, your life, and purpose. It can help illuminate any aspect of your life and even guide you onto your true path to enlightenment and reconnection with the divine. When you start to learn the tarot cards, it's best to get an overall feel for what each card means in a few simple words or with short sentences. By familiarizing yourself with each card's general meaning and intent, you can then eventually learn and explore each card's symbols more deeply. We begin with the 22 cards of the major arcana.
The Fool. Take a risk. Trust yourself. Follow a new path. Keep the faith. The Magician. Positive initiative. Creative inspiration. Concentration and getting it done. High Priestess. Listen to your gut. Hidden truth. Surrender to your art. Subconscious impulses. The Empress. Sensual expression. Pregnant with new possibilities. Nurturing yourself and those you love. The Emperor. Protect and provide. Setting rules. Drive and ambition. Leading with confidence. The Hierophant. Seeking counsel. Adopting a traditional value system. Exploring your heritage. The Lovers. Choice between the known and the unknown. Balancing the intellect with the heart. Who do you love and why? The Chariot. Focusing your drive and your ambition. Uniting mind, body, and spirit to succeed. Following the straight and narrow road to your goal. Justice. Fair and impartial assessment. Evaluate the consequences before you decide. Accepting responsibility for the outcome. The Hermit. Who you are is really the question. Deep reflection on all aspects of the situation. Turning your attention towards spiritual things. The Wheel of Fortune. A new stage emerges. Accept that all things change. Things may be out of your control for now. Good luck is in your future. Strength. Believe in yourself. Use honesty. Use honey and not vinegar to subdue your opponent. Face your fears and go for it. The Hanged Man. Step outside the box. Things are in limbo. Something of value may have to be sacrificed. Death. The close of an era. Shedding the old and growing into the new. A complete transformation is about to take place. Temperance. Taking the path between two extremes. Art is your salvation. Compelled by the chemistry of what you love. The Devil. Surrender to your passions. You have as many masters as you have vices. A power struggle. The Tower. Cataclysmic forces bring absolute change. The dam breaks and releases pent-up energy. What was built on a weak foundation suddenly falls. The Star. Faith and hope is restored. Helping others can heal you. Spirit guides you forward. The Moon. Caught in a web of illusions, your imagination runs away with you. Everything is not as it seems. The Sun. The light of a new understanding. Pure joy. Success at last. Say yes to life. Judgment. Clear judgment must be used. At the crossroad, which way will you go? Freedom will be the consequence of the right choice. An epiphany. The world. Accept the applause for a job well done. You have crossed the finish line. A new life. New goals. Great joy.
Watch this video over and over until you can look at the cards and recall what they mean without the help of this video guide. We at Virtual Tarot want to help you to understand the cards so that you can begin to awaken to the enormous spiritual potentials sleeping within you. Start with a 4-card spread after you learn the cards. And you can come to our video channel, Virtual Tarot, and learn our classic 4-card spread, which we use to forecast for all 12 astrological signs each month. Please go to our YouTube channel, Virtual Tarot, to learn our classic 4-card spread with Ava and Trudy. Enjoy.
I'm calling my girls, we gotta make a move just right this evening. We're not doing the left, do right, to please 'em. We gotta get it, but we gotta take it to the floor and move it. Follow me, girls, come where we rule. We'll take this night, leave 'em dreaming. All the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all night. So right, all the girls in the club and we're gonna drive all the boys to the side. All the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all night. So right, all the girls in the club and we're gonna drive all the boys to the side. All the girls just dress it on up and walk it out like you feel it. Loosen the curls by working those heels and stomp down like you mean it. Rocking all the girls with the muscle in your chest and work it till you're sweating. Take it all back, don't let them have that. We be the girls' girl, trendsetting. All the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all night. So right, all the girls in the club and we're gonna drive all the boys to the side. All the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all night. So right, all the girls in the club and we're gonna drive all the boys to the side. Come on, stand up. Be the first one to hit the floor and stand up. Gotta make it hot, no one can touch ya. Stand up. Inhibitions will break this crowd down. Stand up. Put a drink down, come join this round. And all the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all night. So right, all the girls in the club and we're gonna drive all the boys to the side. All the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all night. So right, all the girls in the club and we're gonna drive all the boys to the side. All night, so right. All the girls in the club and we're gonna drive all the boys to the side. All the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all night. So right. All the girls in the club and we're gonna drive all the boys to the side. I'm calling my girls, we gotta make a move just right this evening. We're not doing the left, do right, to please 'em. We gotta get it, but we gotta take it to the floor and move it. Follow me, girls, come where we rule. We'll take this night, leave 'em dreaming. All the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all night. So right, all the girls in the club and we're gonna drive all the boys to the side. All the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all night. So right, all the girls in the club and we're gonna drive all the boys to the side. All the girls just dress it on up and walk it out like you feel it. Loosen the curls by working those heels and stomp down like you mean it. Rocking all the girls with the muscle in your chest and work it till you're sweating. Take it all back, don't let them have that. We be the girls' girl, trendsetting. All the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all girls in the club and we're gonna drive all the boys to the side. All the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all night. So right, all the girls in the club and we're gonna drive all the boys to the side. Come on, stand up. Be the first one to hit the floor and stand up. Gotta make it hot, no one can touch ya. Stand up. Inhibitions will break this crowd down. Stand up. Put a drink down, come join this round. And all the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all night. So right, all the girls in the club and we're gonna drive all the boys to the side. All the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all night. So right, all the girls in the club and we're gonna drive all the boys to the side. All the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all night. So right, all the girls in the club and we're gonna drive all the boys to the side. All the girls in the club and we're gonna dance all night.